Family Promise of Hall County serves children and their families who are experiencing homelessness. We've been open since 2012, and since that time we've really expanded our programming, and just last year moved to this campus which we call the Homestead. And here we're able to bring all our programs onto one site and really serve families here on one location instead of moving around. We are moving to a static site location, and that's what the renovation is. So we will soon be able to house our families on site instead of rotating from church to church. So I think that's what's hard right now is we're in a transition period where we once could only serve 3 families at a time by using the church. We had 13 host rotational churches. But that got hard for our families to have to move from church to church, so we purchased this building last year and are in the process of renovating, and we'll be able to house our families on site. And we'll go from serving 3 families in our shelter site to housing between 12 and 14 families at a time. And so most of our programs have exploded during COVID. We went from serving, about, anywhere between 15 families a year through our shelter program to now, I think I looked this afternoon and we've served this year alone 635 families. And a lot of that is really has to do with COVID. And so we have a family food market that's open twice a month where families can come and shop. I really believe in giving families dignity and empowering them to be able to pick and make choices of their own. So it's set up like a grocery store, and families go through and there's a point system and they're able to shop. We have a diaper program that's community-based where we've handed out over 100,000 diapers. We do that twice a month as well. And then we have our LIFE program, which is a program that stands for Local Initiative for Family Empowerment. And families that are in our shelter program and in our transitional program have to attend those classes. We also have 2 transitional housing units. So when families graduate from our site and are ready to move out on their own, they're able to move into these transitional homes, and it gives them a little bit longer to save money. While they're here with them, we're working on all the pieces that play into part with homelessness. And so that's transportation, job, shelter, childcare, job readiness. What can we do to get better jobs? Then you'll also see today that you get to see is our Christmas Promise store, which is community-based. Last year we served 148 families. This year we have 300 families and over 900 children that will be shopped for. And it's set up a lot like our market, our grocery store. In 2018, we thought, wouldn't it be great to let families shop for their children instead of us providing them with the gifts? And so it's a really neat concept. Families shop and they get to pick out their gifts for their children. Since we are moving from the host rotation site, we're still very dependent on our churches. And the reason why is through volunteering. Family Promise couldn't really exist without volunteers. Our volunteers are the backbone of what we do. Having so many programs and not quite as many staff, it's huge having those volunteers. And so going forward, as we're transitioning to the static site, the Homestead, which is where we are, donations are a huge help to Family Promise, especially in the year of right now of COVID, when we've had to go over and beyond in our programs. Helping families, we've done a lot through a program we called HUME, which is eviction prevention and stabilization. So a lot of what Family Promise does besides sheltering is we really want to divert families from coming into the shelter. Any donation that comes to Family Promise is a huge helps us support all 8 of our programs. And without that, we couldn't make it and run all 8 programs.